Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today at eSkilled on our tutorial on our user interface enhancements. The first thing I want to talk to you about is that with this new updates, effectively there's been a few major changes in a few areas. So we'll discuss those today. That's in your programs, your program instances, and your students. So let's first of all start off on programs. So the first thing I want to show you in programs is that you'll see this is your existing or current platform that you're using. And in here, you'll see that if you click on your qualification, if this program is a qualification, it will say yes or no. If you say no, it won't change your type. So it will still give you all your types of options in here. However, on the new updated version, you'll now notice that in your programs, that if you change whether it's accredited or not, the type will respond in relation to whether this is an accredited course or not. So if it is an accredited, then you can select your relevant type within here. If it's not non-accredited or it's not a qualification, you see your type in here will only provide those options as valid. So the transition and teach out date is a part of the new features in our new update. And also what you will notice is that your nominal hours. So see in here, you've got your nominal hours. These nominal hours are really important to ensure that you've got in here in relation to your AVET reporting. So please ensure that for each one of your programs that you've created under your programs, in your programs, that you have got nominal hours for each one of these programs if they are an accredited program in regards to your AVET reporting. All right, awesome. The next thing I want to show to you all is now the program instance. So you'll notice at current, this is your current program instance or existing platform. You'll notice in here, everything's still laid out exactly the same, except you'll notice in our new programs instance that it now has two new tabs. These tabs used to sit in our current or existing platform. You'll see these tabs actually sit in your details page. So that's your AVET reporting, and then you'll see your enrollment on the bottom of the page. However, now in the new platform, you will see that these have their own tabs to make it easier for user engagement, but also visibly it's about streamlining processes and making things more efficient for the workplace as well. So when things are easily read and understood, it makes it easier for people to be able to understand and to be able to utilize these platforms as well. So with the details in our updated version, you'll now notice that we've got a couple of new components that we've added in here. So one of those is whether or not there's a program stream or a specialization. So if I think of program stream or specialization, I'm thinking we're doing a certificate for in business, and this program stream is going to be management or the specialization. The next one you'll see is display stream on certificate. Pretty straightforward. If you want to display your specialization or your program stream on the certificate, you need to say yes. The next question along is also a new feature, and this is, as I said, you've spoken, we've heard you, we've listened, and so now we've also got requires vocational placement or host employer. So for vocational training or for hosting employer, you can have that option, or you could even perhaps maybe you've partnered with a training organization and it's been delivered with them as well. So these are new add-on components to the program stream, the requires vocational placement, the display, and the delivered with partner training. Those four are all new features in the details page of your program instance. The other thing too, as we spoke about, the AVET reporting. So AVET you'll notice on your existing platform, SMS, as we said, is in your details page. Now it has its own tab. The thing to note in here for your nominal hours is that these are automated from your units. So they're calculated from the units and therefore automated to provide this end nominal hours. So nominal hours are really important. Again, this is in relation to the full program. So these nominal hours would be in relation to the calculated from your units automatically. So whatever you've put into your units, this would then be calculated into your nominal hours in here. Okay. The next one to consider is your enrollment form. So you'll notice in here, the enrollment form is its completely own tab, which I think will make it a lot easier for people to navigate, but also for the user experience as well. So in here, you'll see currently, as we said, the enrollment form is actually built into your details page. But on the new program instance, in the new upgrade, you'll see your enrollment form is separate. So in here, again, you just create your enrollment form as you would in the past. And there are a couple of, the one thing on here that was a new update as well was the profile image upload. So if you know, for validity of students, it's really important these days to know who are the students completing assessments. And so with having online assessments, how do you match the student to the assessments being completed? So by actually having an image of the student, this helps with validity, because we also, of course, have the feature of proctoring within our assessments and activities. But the first part of it would actually be making sure that you actually acknowledge the student for who they are. So within here, you can now, your administration can now upload, the student can manually upload their image, and the administration can decide whether or not they don't require it, first of all, on the enrollment form, or if they do want to show and require, or maybe perhaps show and not required. So you have now got that capacity for your profile image of your student to have an understanding with validity to their assessment completions. Whereas in our previous one, you'll see that the as we said, the enrollment form was built in, and you could create messages like enrollment upload heading. But with this one here on our new upgrades, the reality is it's a lot easier to use, which is going to make you more time efficient, more efficient with your resources as well, and easier to use. So it'll be a nicer platform in that sense as well. So the next one I want to show to you now is your students. So in students, the first thing I want to show to you is that if we go into enrollments, and this is our current existing, we're going to click on the program and edit it. Now you'll notice in here, this one has the enrollment and AVET reporting. This is our current platform. So all of the required information to help us to ensure that we've got the right information for our students, their program code, program instance, their intake, enrollment dates, the enrollment status within the enrollment. And then on the next page is your AVET miss, which is, of course, in regards to your reporting component. Now on the new platform, the new upgraded version, this is probably my favorite feature of all, so I've saved the best for last. And the reason I like this feature the best is majority of time we have students, and even with the best goals and even with the best outcome ideas of how they're going to progress, typically when there is a student who is long-term, they normally face some obstacles of some sort. So with this new added feature within students, if we go now into the enrollment, you now have the capacity to add or edit. So you'll see on here now units added onto the back of enrollment and AVET miss. So now with this new feature, you have the capacity to add, delete, or edit. And for me, that's really exciting, because if you think about it, you might have students who are, so you might have students who are currently utilizing your platform, then all of a sudden they need to actually, perhaps maybe they've had a sick day, and so therefore you're wanting to, instead of actually having them in that particular unit group, just for that unit, you might change the groups for them. The other thing to consider is that you might actually have, for example, maybe your LMS course has been updated. So you want to actually enroll them in the new update of that unit instead of the current existing one that's been superseded on their current enrollment form. So that's really cool. You can add, delete, and edit the specific units. So let's just have a look now. So you'll see again your AVET misreporting. Now when we go into our units, we just need to select the specific unit that we're wanting to take action against. So add, delete, or edit. So I'm going to pick this first unit. And now you will see that from within here, I can now change this unit code. I might decide that perhaps maybe, as I said, there's a new version now of this and I want to update it. So perhaps I might change the unit code. It might actually be, as we said before about changing groups, maybe you've missed, the students missed the course because they weren't there for the day. And so then you can see that they can actually change into another specific group. But within your LMS course, again, as I said, it could be in relation to maybe you've updated the LMS course. And so therefore, instead of having the specific LMS course, you need now to use another LMS course because it's been updated. The really cool thing, you've got your start and end dates. You've also got your unit type. Is it an elective or a core? These were all previous features. However, now with the capacity to add and edit each unit, you've got more control, and basically you've got the ability now to ensure that your student has a great student engagement within the platform. So thank you very much for your time. I hope that this has been helpful. And of course, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on our support number, which is 1300 884 811, or contact us on our email at support@eskilled.com.au. Thanks again for your time. It is appreciated, and I hope you stay safe and healthy. Cheers.